Well, first off, thanks for joining me. You're in
Thank
Frisco,
you.
Texas. Your alma mater's back in the national championship.
Stoked.
How do you feel?
Amazing. I think we were here, 2021? And I think everyone is super happy to just be here and soak it all up. And that part, obviously, we're still having fun, but I think now we're here to soak it up and win. So
Yeah, what's it been like this season? You know, just these historic heights this program
it's
is
crazy.
reaching. You're an alum. You played here. What's that like now as a fan and everything?
I I don't think I've ever been a part of playing wise or a fan at any level like an undefeated team. I don't know. It's just like it almost feels, you know, not real. I mean, as we all know, there's only one undefeated Division One football team left in the whole country. So it's obviously not something that happens every day, but um, keep it rolling. One more.
Yeah, what's the bragging rights like with you and your friends, and what's the group chat like with all the alums? What take me through it?
It's crazy having watched, like, so I moved to New York after I graduated and kind of, obviously, you say where you went to school, blah, 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 all the time and watch. I used to say Montana State or Bozeman to people, and it didn't always land. And now, if I say Bozeman or Montana State to people, people know either about the Bobcats or they know Bozeman is like the coolest place ever. Um, and I had a great time. I grew up in Bozeman, and so to watch Montana State get the credit that I think it deserves is like very rewarding, and um, I'll always like be in the corner.
Definitely. You know, your journey from Columbia to Missouri to Montana State, what went into that recruitment process? Why Bozeman? And
Yeah,
now, as you reflect, how worth it was that move?
I'll start there. 100% worth it. Best thing ever. Mine is sort of random. I grew up next to. His name is Andy Hill. He was the University of Missouri's receivers coach for a very, very long time. He coaches for the Chiefs now, but you know how like coaches all just like know each other or whatever. My senior year of high school, he knew the safeties coach at Montana State, connected us that way. Um, Came up on a visit, and then he ended up leaving, and they brought in someone else. But Montana State still like, I guess, honored it, and I came in preferred walk on, and looking back, like best decision ever. So random, but it was a blast.
Yeah, and I saw, you were at Ty Okada's game earlier this season.
Yeah,
Just what's it like, that brotherhood that still exists? You know, I see it when I'm on the sidelines when you guys come back, and
yeah,
it's like a family reunion almost.
yeah. I think also, especially now with the state of college football, how I think clearly people don't go to school at the same place as long as they used to. It's like transfer here, transfer there. And I think for us, you know, you come in with a class of like, I don't know, 25 people. And when you get to senior day, there's maybe 6 or 7 of that same class like still there. And so I think you have an extra tie to people who came in and just kind of, you don't know what you're getting into, but then finishing it, you just like, it's a part of you. It's a journey you were on. And anytime you go through weird journeys in life, I think you just kind of bond with those people more uniquely than you would anything else. And college football is clearly a way to do that. So,
Yeah, what are those memories that stick with you that maybe the public doesn't realize? Like, this is what bonds Montana State football.
yeah, well, what bonds you is the stuff that isn't fun. So, like camp, um, getting in trouble for whatever we got in trouble for. And that's kind of like what makes it all so special. And obviously, people get to see when we celebrate and win games, which there's a lot more of it now than there always used to be. But yeah, I mean, football is so weird because you train almost every day of the year for like, you're guaranteed 11 games a year. And it's just a weird sport where you spend your whole time building up to not that many actual games. And so just a lot of time with each other and kind of just beating each other up for 4.5 years.
Yeah. And then, professionally, your
Mm,
career has just absolutely taken off these past few years, but since you left Bozeman. So,
yeah,
take me through that move to New York, your
yeah.
journey professionally and finding yourself in that aspect.
I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I studied business at Montana State because that felt very like not closing too many doors, and it kind of felt like aligned with my personality. And I graduated and I moved to New York like a month after. I have an aunt who lives in New York, and I slept on her couch for like 4 months, did a lot of weird jobs, and then finally, after like a year and a half in New York, I got an offer to work for Bleacher Report, which is a big sports company. Was there for like 4 years, got laid off, super sad. Got a phone call to do a TV show, did a TV show that I didn't know people watched. Apparently people do. And then got a job at Complex, which used to be like a print magazine. Now it's more of like a big media company. And so just all these things have kind of built into a lot of very fun opportunities and a little bit of a platform for myself. And as someone who's very proud of where I'm from and all the places I've been a part of, I try to push the Bobcat love as much as possible. So
Yeah, well, that's the coolest thing. The
Yeah.
thing that I take away most, I think, from how you use your platform is,
Yeah.
you know, promoting this Montana State, not just the football team. You're there, March Madness, track
Yeah.
and field, you love it all.
Yeah.
You know, you even made a brand, a collaboration with some hats. Exactly.
These
Shout
bad
out.
boys, yeah, these are sick.
Why? You know, why care so much still?
And it's definitely growing, but I mean, obviously Montana State doesn't have the exposure, especially I'm on the East Coast, so it doesn't have the exposure that, you know, an Ohio State or an Alabama like has, but I think that it's just as special and just as cool. And so even if I annoy my friends and people who follow me, like pushing the, you know, blue and gold, I'll keep doing it forever. And you and I were talking before this started, but I also am lucky that Montana State has the best social team in the whole world. And so the content's there. It's not that hard to like share the cool stuff that's going on. And so, yeah, every year that goes by, more and more people are like, oh, you live in Bozeman, you're so lucky. And so it gets a little easier.
Yeah, I asked you during Gold Rush, but what you took as a football player to now
Yeah.
your professional career, the reality television world, just what, is there any similarities? Tell me all about it.
I think for me, actually, since we have more time than we had last time, my football journey at Montana State was not like linear in the sense where like I played more and it all got better. I think I kind of like peaked playing time as a sophomore, and then I broke my leg as a junior, and like probably played less as a senior than I did as a freshman. And that like I struggled. Like I had a lot of ups and downs and moments where I like wanted to quit and like it wasn't fun and I didn't know like what was next. However, I stuck it out, had conversations with friends, coaches, whatever, and managed to like finish. And to me, that is something I'm like proud of, but also so thankful for, and so thankful I had people around me to like help get me to the finish line. And I just think that's like maybe it's cliche, but like such a good metaphor in life that like I think sticking to things, not giving up, and like, you know, finishing what you started is really important, and it all works itself out in the end, even if things don't seem like perfect in the moment, you know. And so I learned a lot, honestly.
And then the Montana culture, I've only lived in Montana for a couple years, but
Yeah.
it just permeates, you know, whoever
Yeah.
you are, if you live there, that hard work, blue collar
Yeah.
mentality,
Yeah.
is that something too that sticks with you, just that work ethic?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even if you just look, I think being proud is one of the coolest things. Like these people, and it's not just Bozeman, but in Montana, could be University of Washington fans if they wanted to. They could be fans of other teams, but like these people love the Bobcats, even though we're not on ESPN every weekend or whatever. Like anytime I'm at Bobcat Stadium, I look up and I see everyone in their like Carhartt jackets and like their work gloves. Like it's the coolest thing ever to see how proud and like grounded everyone is in Bozeman on a Saturday. And I think that's like, I admire it always.
Yeah, when you're looking up to that crowd, when you come back now as an alum, where does your mind go when you were a player? Do any memories come back?
I don't think you really get to like soak it in as much as you'd want to as a player, just because you do the run out. It's awesome, but then it's like, it's go time. the adrenaline's there, but I think being on the sideline as a fan is a little more fun because you get to kind of soak it in and look around and see how much fun people are having and how much people care, and it's just the coolest place ever.
Yeah, Summer House new season is coming out. How
Yeah.
much Montana State? Is there a bit more in this season?
Yeah, you have to get everything like licensed, but I think I wore there's like we did a workout day where I wore a Montana State, an old football dry fit, and then I've always got Montana State hats on deck, and so hopefully they keep those scenes. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, maybe if they win a national championship, they're gonna have
Yeah,
to.
they have
what
to.
what are you most excited for Monday night?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time this was a night game, so that'll be cool. I think just under the lights, but I mean, I think the fact that we really could win this game is the most fun, and that we should win this game. So I'll try to keep my cool throughout the whole day, but also it's just fun to see blue and gold in like massive numbers outside of the state of Montana too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, where does Tommy Millott rank all time in Bobcat history?
I've seen this dialogue on Twitter, and I mean, depending on Monday,
Right.
I mean, it would be hard to argue. Yeah, I don't want to say one because that feels too easy, but if they win Monday, I think you got to put them as
First
saying
ever
the
Walter
best.
Payton. Yeah.
Yeah, saying the best, crazy to say. Troy playing both ways actually
Right.
is really crazy for like 3 years, but I mean, if he wins Monday,
There you go.
he's the guy.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's kind of all I got, unless you want to add anything.
Go Cats, easy.
There you go.